talk loud.
Okay. Okay. Can you please introduce yourself, your age, your occupation, and what you are to me?
Well, my name is Christine Hober.
My age is 53, or 52. I'll be 53 in December, but
And what else did you say?
my occupation?
And what you are to me.
My occupation, I work part-time as a registered nurse. I work full-time as a faculty at Fort Hays State University in the nursing department. I help one class undergrad. I help 3 classes in the master's program and 2 or 3 in the DMP program. I have my PhD in nursing philosophy. And then to you, I'm your mother.
Okay. According to our readings, the middle adulthood age range is 40 to 65. Would you consider yourself to be at the beginning, middle, or end of this stage of development?
More at the beginning.
Me?
I know age-wise I'm in the middle, but I don't feel like I'm in the middle.
Why is that?
I think just staying active and exercising and mentally trying to be aware of things, making sure you take your vitamins, trying to be healthy, drinking lots of water, diet and exercise, and staying active. I don't feel like I'm old. I talk to other people that are my age or older, and they talk about all their aches and pains and groans and stuff, and I've tried to do my best to stay away from that by staying active, and I think it then makes me feel younger. And I mean, I sleep good. I feel healthy. I feel happy.
In Unit 6, middle adulthood identifies the visible signs of aging as wrinkles or fine lines, drier skin, sunspots, thinning/graying of hair, receding hairline, weight gain or loss of muscle tone, stiff joints, or slouching. What visible signs of aging during middle adulthood are you experiencing or have already experienced?
I have all of those. Receding hairline, definitely thinned out. My hair's probably thinned out. Gosh, probably 40% of what it used to be. Lots of gray, but the gray's just dispersed here and there, so I'm not really worried about covering it up yet. I would definitely say I had, there's a rat right there. I for a while I had weight gain until I started trying to eat healthy and exercise, and then I lost that weight, but it was intentional to lose the weight. Muscle tone, it's definitely harder for me to build any muscle, but I just try to lift do lighter weights with more reps, just to try to tone and maintain health as opposed to bulk up. But definitely have stiffer joints. I get headaches, like menopausal headaches, and so I definitely feel the symptoms that I know are part of it, but they're not overbearing or overburdensome. I just feel like it's part of the process. It doesn't alarm me at all.
Side note, actually, whenever I'm out here swinging, that rabbit always comes. But anyways,
I still hope the dogs don't see him.
But anyways, our readings identify the signs and symptoms of health problems that become more noticed during middle adulthood as heart problems, arthritis, diabetes, presbycusis, cancer, or hypertension. What signs and symptoms of health problems have become more noticeable during this stage of development for you?
Only hypertension.
Can you break that down for me?
Hypertension?
What it means to you.
Oh, what it means to me? Oh, it's high blood pressure. Mine runs about 140, 145 over 70s. I bring it down, like a glass of wine in the evening helps bring down my blood pressure. Not drinking too much water. The salt, I have to definitely decrease the amount of salt that I'm intaking because it causes water retention, which causes me to build up my blood pressure. But the exercise really helps because it helps me sweat and blow off the sodium, which then controls my blood pressure. And I do take hypertension medicine, HCTZ, half a tab at night and half a tab in the morning, just to control it so that we can keep it more down about 125.
Okay, I'm going to summarize cognitive development for you. So cognitive development, though it is usually assumed to go down with age, has actually shown that certain things, such as accumulated knowledge and inductive reasoning, remain stable or can even increase. People in this stage utilize expertise and strategies that reflect experience and a deeper knowledge of what they've gone through. So have you noticed any changes in your cognitive development?
I haven't noticed anything yet negative at all. I mean, And when I try to do something, as far as like nursing stuff that I do, I have no issues with that. I remember things. I remember how to write. I don't have any problems with that now. I can tell you I'm afraid I'm going to get dementia because I hear it and see it so much, but I don't ever feel like it. I have things where I might forget something, but as long as I write it down and don't try to do too much in one day. Ringo, no. Try to do too much in one day. I don't forget things, and as long as it's written down and it makes sense, I don't forget it. So I feel like occasionally if I forget something, it's just I had too much to do that day or didn't make myself a list, and then I get sidetracked with other things that are happening, which I think that's typical for anybody. It's not just me. No, Ringo, no! Bunny, go away. Oh my gosh,
He's like right there.
Ringo, no.
Oh, he's coming right up to us.
I know, I don't want that dog to go for him. No, Ringo. Ringo, no. 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 No.
There's a bunny right here.
Go away, Bunny. Scare him away before Ringo goes for him. Stop. Bunny, go away. Go hide. No, Ringo. No.
Shoot.
Don't hit that bunny.
Shoot.
No. No. No, Ringo. No.
Shoot.
Shoot. Shoot him away. Come on. No. No, Ringo. No. Ringo. No. No. Hey, no, Ringo.
That's fine. Leave him alone.
No. Leave that bunny alone. No. No. No, Roxy. No. Ringo, no. Go lay down. No. You leave the bunny alone. Sorry. I didn't want them to eat the thing, but I don't want you hurting that bunny now. Quit. Ringo, no. Leave the bunny alone.
Can you see how close he came to
Yes,
us?
it's scaring me. I mean, I'm glad he's being friendly, but I don't want him to get... No, Ringo. We leave the bunny alone. Sit down. You sit down. You leave that bunny alone.
You know why that is?
Why?
It's because when he comes up here and I'm swinging at night, I don't hurt him, so he just assumes he's not going to get hurt now.
Which is fine. I just don't want the dog... Ringo! Ringo! Ringo!
He already went. It's okay. The bunny went away.
Ringo!
We're good. Come here.
Ringo! Ringo! Come here. You leave the bunny alone. She is just fine. She's taking care of her babies. You leave her alone. Good girl, Roxy. Come here. You good girl. Come here, Ringo. Good girl, Roxy.
Okay.
Okay, good boy. Come here, Roxy.
Sing back
Come here. Thank you, Ringo. Thank you. Good
Okay,
boys.
Mom.
Okay, get down. Get down. We're talking on the TV now. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you what social development is now. Hi, Roxy.
Okay.
While this is typically a time for midlife crises and contemplating life, this stage emphasized by Erickson is where individuals strive to create or nurture things that will outlast them, such as raising children, contributing to their community, or mentoring others and to achieve a sense of purpose and fulfillment. How have your relationships with others changed during the middle adulthood stage of development?
Well, I have a lot of that that's just ongoing because I work as a teacher, so I mentor students all the time. I mentor undergrad and graduate students, master's level students in the practicum all the time. I still work as an active nurse, and so I teach students all the time at school or at clinical practice that happen to just be there that day. They might be new for the job, changing jobs, just trying to figure out what's going on. So I do those people all the time, or work with those people all the time. And then I have a lot of community service jobs, like I work at the Trigo Hospital Board. I work on the library board in Trigo. I used to help with like Girl Scouts, and I have just a lot of activities that I do that keeps me in different circles of helping. So I don't really have any, when I don't feel unfulfilled, I don't lack anything there. I feel like I have enough going on there that I feel full, I feel complete.
Good. Okay, middle adulthood is directly tied to transitions, changes, and renewal. It has been found that the longer one stays with a job, especially middle adulthood, the more unsatisfied they become. Poor work relationships make the job more difficult, opportunities for promotions dwindle, and balancing work to family life can become difficult. Explain your current employment and what are your feelings towards your career at this time. Are you satisfied with your career choice? Do you wish that you had done something different? Do you have any future goals, etc.?
Mine is actually just the opposite of what that was. Where I work now, I've been there for a little over, I've worked at Hayes Med for about 20 years, and I can float to any of the units and work any of them, and so I I do the one where that nobody wants to work, which is surgical and acute, because it's a high stress kind of a floor. But I only do 1 or 2 days a week, so it's not a whole lot. So I feel it doesn't bother me at all because I can easily do that, easily train people to do that. So and then my job at Fort Hays, I worked as a faculty for quite a while, and I did 5 years as the not chief nursing officer, that's not the hospital, but as the chair of the department. And I tried really, really hard in that position, but I just really didn't like it. That one caused me more angst than anything because I was going to these meetings that I didn't like. I had to do stuff I didn't want to, had really long hours. I couldn't juggle my family. Then I was really, really stressed out because the chair position was just so involved in so much expectations. Anything that went wrong, you had to try to fix it. So that had me go in all different directions. But going back into a faculty position has been great because I can juggle my work life with my home life and what I want to do and go on vacations. And so I'm in the back end of position now to where I'm very comfortable where it is, and I'll be perfectly fine there for another 7-8 years until I retire. I'm 53 now. I can retire on 67, so what is that, 10, 12 years or so? I can definitely see myself doing that for 12 more years.
So you would say you're satisfied with
I'm
your career?
satisfied where I am. I write stuff, I publish stuff, I present stuff, and so all of that part I enjoy. In fact, I'd love to even do more if I had more time. But so I know what I lack in doing, but I wouldn't change my job for what I do. I actually like what I'm doing. I make new classes. I enjoy my job. It's something I can handle, and it's fun.
So then going back to the chair position, would you do anything different there? Would you not accepted that? Or are you grateful for the
I'm really
opportunity?
glad that I did it because I had the opportunity, and I didn't know I couldn't do it until I had been in it for a while. About my 3rd or 4th year, I started realizing how hard it was, and that I just couldn't. I kept thinking if I worked harder, I could juggle more, I could do more, and I just got to where, and that's why I put on like 100 pounds because I was under so much stress and I was eating all the time and I wasn't exercising. I was tail spinning in a downward motion at a very fast pace, and just didn't realize it until actually I got out of it and then realized how bad it really was.
Right. Do you have any future goals then?
I wouldn't mind. I'd like to get at least 5 more journal articles published. I've done probably 6 or 7 now. I've done 2 books. So I don't really want to do another book because I think books get outdated, but I wouldn't mind doing some sort of like for my research class, having a web resource that the students would be able to use that would go through my class where they wouldn't have to buy a book at all. Open access resource, but one where I'm facilitating it so that I know exactly what's in there. Now they have that kind at Fort Hays, I just haven't got into it enough. Right now I'm working on rebuilding the class with some stuff, but I wouldn't mind doing that next step with that. And then I definitely want to publish at least 5 more articles, and then work on updating my, I do the nurse education track, which is 5 classes. I would love to update those classes, 1 more rotation before I go out. I got them, and then I've fixed them all up once in this rotation, but I would like to do it all 1 more time before I exit them.
Alright, I'm going to move on then to lifestyle. So I'm going to kind of talk about how lifestyle in the earlier years has a strong impact on the health status of where you're at now. So avoiding harmful habits such as drinking, smoking, vaping, excessive fast food, etc., and focusing more on exercise and a healthy diet in your early years has proven to carry over into middle adulthood. Habits we start earlier are continued and lead to greater energy and a better well-being later. So, is there anything that you have changed early in your lifestyle that you know now?
No, because when I was early on, I would exercise probably 4 or 5 days a week. I would run 3 or 4 miles, do aerobics class. Like when I first started college, I literally would get up at like 5 in the morning and exercise with a couple other girls, and we'd go do some work. We cleaned houses in the day, and I did CNA jobs in the evening, so I had enough money. I just got in with the right people that exercised, and I stayed really active. I mean, I never ever smoked or vaped or any of that stuff. Never did meth or any of those kind of drugs. The only thing I did do was recreational alcohol on the weekends, as a college student, but that was all. That was the only thing. But I exercised all the time, and I tried to eat well. I would have whole wheat bread, tuna with alfalfa sprouts, lettuce and tomato and onion. That would be my typical sandwich. I'd buy enough for 5 days. I'd pack my lunch when I go to school with chips and an apple. I mean, that's just how I always was when I was younger. I never really got out of that really good eating habit until I started having kids, and then I had a little bit more time, not as much time to do what I want to do, and then I thought, oh, I don't have time to exercise, and so I got out of that for a while until I got a little bit older and realized, you have to find the time to do it, and so then I changed back to where I went back to what I did when I was in high school and college. In high school, I did all the sports year round, so I was always active and doing things, and I always felt good because I did that. And so then in college, when I took the aerobics classes, I just made myself be more active, and then luckily I never got into drugs. Everyone around me did drugs and smoking and everything else. I just never did any of that because I didn't like how it smelled or anything. I didn't like it on my parents, and so I just didn't never do it.
Very nice. Okay, last question. So, Levinson and Erickson are two theorists. Levinson believed a midlife crisis is normal and involves reevaluating one's life goals and achievements, whereas Erickson believed that this is a time to strive to find purpose and guide the next generation. Failure to do so produces stagnation or a sense of unfulfillment known as a midlife crisis. So kind of the same thing. Knowing a little bit more about these two, have you experienced a midlife crisis?
I don't think so. I kept thinking I was going to do something to where I would feel like that, but I never did. Now, I can tell you people all around me I know, have done it, and they go and buy these fancy red racer cars or, dump their family and go find another girlfriend and another marriage and stuff. And I think when I could have had that happen is when I got breast cancer. And I'm 41 years old and diagnosed with breast cancer. I had to go and have a total radical bilateral mastectomy. And so then my whole life changed. It became more of a survival thing. Instead of having oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? It was, oh my gosh, how am I going to save my life? So I think because I had that at 41, 42 years old, and I wasn't clear till I was 43 years old, that was, instead of having a midlife crisis, I had a save my life crisis. And then plus having, a daughter with leukemia, we spent 7 years worrying about her, whether she was going to live or die. So that led up to, there's that bunny again, led up to that. And then once instead of having a midlife crisis, I had breast cancer. So then once I got through this, then I was just glad, and I liked what I had, and I realized how much I had, and I realized how much I could live for. So I never had to have that actual midlife crisis that I hear a lot of people around me, it happens. Their husbands leave their wives, and they go and have these affairs, and have to buy these Corvettes and all this stuff, which is it's like a classic midlife crisis. But I never had that. I had breast cancer instead.
Okay, then do you think that people that go through midlife crises, do you think that they would still experience these if they were religious?
I think they would. I think you can be spiritual and you can be happy, and you still have this other part of you that's unfulfilled. I think they are two different dynamics. I think they help. I think spiritually, religiously, that's going to help you pull through, but I think you're still going to have it. Because it's more of what you've done with your life, where you're going with your life. Is your job really what you want to do? Does your job really provide you advancements and challenge and fun? And if it isn't all of that versus overtaxing you, then that's that midlife crisis that falls back. So I think even though you're religious or have a good religious background, I think you're still going to have that midlife crisis, depending upon where you are in your life, as far as being able to have a job that you really like or not. And it's hard. A lot of people, it's really hard for them to find that job of what they're really supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
I just lucked out. I mean, when I was in college, I took 3 tests, and every test to tell you what you're supposed to do. Told me I was supposed to be a nurse, and I kept thinking, man, that's got to be wrong. And so I took it again to try to get something else, and it told me nurse again. And I was one more time, 3rd time's the charm, and it told me nurse again. And I thought, well, then I guess I'm supposed to be a nurse, because I thought I was going to be a psychologist.
Yep.
And I wanted to do that, only the school where I went to, they didn't have psychology. They could get a minor and go somewhere else. But then they said, before you do this, make sure you test and prove what it is. And so I took the damn test, and I said, I should be a nurse. So I did have nursing school, so I just went there and got my associates, and got my bachelor's and my master's and my PhD.
All right, that's all I have. Thanks. You.
Bye.
The bunny disappeared again.
I just saw him right there.
I know. I was looking at him too. He's looking at us.